Hey everyone, my name is Nolan, and before I jump into this, I just want to make it abundantly clear that I believe in science and I believe in the importance of scientific data for the world to be able to appropriately respond to a global pandemic. With that being said, I am going to be arguing that the World Health Organization is not an effective tool to combat COVID-19 or any global pandemic for that matter. So the reason that I believe that the World Health Organization is not effective is, despite some misconception, especially among the American public, the World Health Organization is not designed to be an independent authority overseeing pandemics. They're simply built as a role player in intelligence gathering and therefore relaying that intelligence to its member states. So the World Health Organization is funded by its currently 194 member states. And that's actually soon to be 193 member states since the US is set to withdraw in 2021. So because the World Health Organization is already battling with what many consider to be an underfunded budget, they have to play some type of politics with the member states that they do have because they're reliant on them for the funding of the important studies that they do. With that game of politics that we see, there can be brought into question not necessarily the integrity of the data that they provide, but their method of communication when it comes to that data. An example would be when you look back in January in the beginning of COVID-19. The World Health Organization was very slow to bring us not only accurate information, but really any information at all in terms of the virus. And a large part of that had to do with China's well-documented unwillingness to share their data, at least in its complete state. And the World Health Organization, because, like I said, they are not an independent authority, did not have any place where they could go retrieve that data by themselves. They were reliant on the Chinese providing it to them so that they could then analyze and share with the rest of the world. And when you look at how the World Health Organization actually approaches sharing that data and gathering that data, they appear to be a little bit timid, probably because of their recent history and backlash that they have received. So when you look just historically, H1N1, the World Health Organization had what some in the medical field consider to be an overreaction, strictly based on the amount of deaths and the mortality rate associated with H1N1 and the World Health Organization declaring it a pandemic. Many people consider that to be an overreach. Now, after H1N1, the world next dealt with Ebola, and the World Health Organization seemed slow to react to Ebola, likely because of the backlash that they received from H1N1 and needing to play that politics game for its member states to some degree. So when COVID came around, it is understandable based off of their history that they didn't really be aggressive in retrieving that data in an accurate fashion. Another reason that the World Health Organization is ineffective in being a global tool to combat the virus is it's completely reliant on its member states actually taking action on the studies that they provide. The World Health Organization doesn't have any power to monitor, censor, or control the way that its member states utilize the information that it provides. So although it can do studies and give us information that we need, it is up to each of the independent member states to make their own determination on how to utilize that information to best help their community. So while the World Health Organization can provide us with the essential data we need, they don't actually have any power or any resources to enforce a uniform attack against a pandemic. And it's because of that lack of ability for them to be an authority figure and control the way that the globe reacts to a pandemic that I deem them to be ineffective in actually combating it. They are a wonderful resource for information, but the World Health Organization cannot be relied upon independently to be a tool to stop a pandemic.